Hey gang, and welcome to Jamie's Tuesday Tips. So we've moved past Monday motivation into Tuesday tips, and I hope you're going to find this next few minutes really useful and informative. Today, I want to talk about strength training. The tips come at the end, but before we move on to the tips, the how-tos, let's look at the benefits of strength training. Now, I know this is something that lots of my warriors that have been with me a while are already invested in and are doing on a regular basis. But if that's not you, or you just want to refresh your memory as to the benefits of lifting those weights, then let's start with the first benefit, which is it increases our metabolism. So muscle fibers are metabolically active tissue, right? So they burn calories even at rest. So it stands to reason, the bigger the fiber, the more energy, aka calories, it's going to burn at rest. Now this is all good news on a serious note in terms of maintaining our weight, especially as we move through the decades, and that can become more challenging to do, right? We can't necessarily eat what we could eat in our teens or our early 20s. We have to be more mindful of the food choices we are making. So why not give ourselves a helping hand by increasing the size of those muscle fibers, increasing our metabolism, even when we are sleeping? Sound good? Pick up a weight. Now, what is another benefit? The magic word, toned, that every fitness instructor and PT has heard throughout the decades. We want to be more toned. Well, what does that even mean? Well, it means we've got to do some strength training, whether that be body weight or lifting weight. We need to increase the size of those muscle fibers because we can lose all the weight that we want, right? But if we don't have strong muscles, we increase the size of those muscle fibers, there's not going to be any shape to speak of. So if we want to have, people say to me, I want to have a nice shape in my arm, in my shoulders, I want to have a nice shape to my butt, to my legs, to my midsection, we absolutely have to strength train. And the next question you're going to say to me, and this is the one we also hear all the time, but I'm going to come on to that a bit later, is I don't want to get bulky. You will not get bulky. And as I say, we're going to move on to that when we talk about attitudes to strength training. So what's another benefit? So a massive one for us women is promoting bone growth and helping to increase bone density. And again, as we age, we become susceptible to osteoporosis. And I know some people in this group already are working with osteoporosis and strength training to promote that bone growth and to create that bone density. So super important to start strength training as we get older, incorporating that. In fact, that's probably the biggest one I can think of so far. Serious note, help your bones. What's another reason we might want to strength train? Well, it'll boost our confidence. Lifting weights, releasing the endorphins, knowing that we can lift that weight, looking in the mirror, seeing ourselves physically strong can help us feel mentally strong as well. And again, who doesn't want that? And lastly, there's many benefits, but the last one I want to cover today is it reduces your risk of injury. Now, not only does it reduce your risk of injury whilst you're taking part in other sporting activities, right? You might be a long distance runner, you might be a long distance swimmer, whatever that might be. So having strong muscles, working your muscles in all of the planes of movement, functional strength training, will help reduce the risk of injury. But moreover than that, when I also worked as a massage therapist, sports massage therapist, the majority of injuries I saw were from everyday activities. I promise you that. So common ways to strain a muscle, injure yourself. Overreaching into cupboards. Reach, injury. Twisting around in the car, twisting around in the shower to reach something. Bending down at odd angles. Carrying, shopping, children, insert whatever it is you're carrying, twisting to put things into the car. So if we've got stronger muscles and we've trained them in all of those planes of movement, so functional strength training, so not only are we doing what you might think of as strength training, standard bicep curls, standard shoulder presses, we also want to incorporate some functional strength training. So some rotational work, working in rotation. So we're strong in all planes of movement. And if that hasn't encouraged you to buy a pair of dumbbells and get going, well then I don't know what will. So now you've decided to start your strength training journey, continue it, ramp it up, whatever that might be. Let's look at the next steps. So first of all, before beginning anything, examine your knowledge. How much knowledge do you have about strength training? Do you have enough to get started? Or do you need to find out a little bit more? What weight should you be lifting? What shoes should you be wearing? Etc. Do you know how to brace your core? Do you know about spinal alignment? How much do you know before you begin? So assess your knowledge. Secondly, what is your attitude towards strength training? And let's move back to the bulky comment. So do you hold, even though I've listed those benefits, do you hold any limiting beliefs that are going to stop you from getting the most out of your strength training journey? And the biggest one I hear is I'm going to get bulky. You are not going to get bulky. That takes years. That takes tens, if not millions of repetitions. You would see that coming from a million miles off. You'd be thinking, yep. You could stop that at any point you wanted. The biggest reason people don't get the benefits they should from strength training is that they're not training at high enough intensity. What do I mean by that? Yes, of course you must start off with a light weight. Of course. But you need to progress that when you are able to a heavier weight. Otherwise you are just not going to get the benefits, gang. I promise you that. So if you are able, and when you are able, get on the old Amazon, get yourself the heavier weights, progress. So knowledge, attitudes, skill. Have you got the skills needed to start your strength training journey? If not, you need to get around someone who knows. Which may or may not be me. And it is me, of course it's me. So you need to make sure that you have those skills. Again, we spoke about core bracing, neutral spine, good form on all of the exercises. What to do if you experience pain with common pinch points as we progress through every exercise. And you need to get those skills from somebody else so you know, okay, that's common. A lot of people feel this. I can adapt this exercise to this until my core has strengthened up enough that I can return to it, or whatever that might be. You might need some modifications for lunges. That's a really common one. Lunges don't work for people. Okay, so what can you do instead that's still going to target the same muscles? And lastly, habits. If you haven't checked out my healthy habits video, scroll back down the group and give it a watch. We want to make sure that our habits are supporting our fitness goals, and in this case, our strength training goals. Do you have any habits that are not serving you? We spoke about nutrition, we spoke about sleep, we spoke about a number of habits that might be derailing your fitness journey. So have a rummage through your brain and think about the habits that you have that might not be serving you. So my top tips for strength training, to recap, once you've decided, after listening to all the benefits, get the knowledge, or find someone that has the knowledge and avail yourself of their expertise. Think about your attitude. Have you got the right attitude to enter this journey? Are you prepared to go all in, listen to your trainer, and up the intensity when appropriate? Skills, make sure you've got the skills. Again, get yourself a good trainer who's got the skills and that can advise and help you all the way through. And then lastly, look at your habits. Are they all serving you as well as they could be, or are there some that you could adjust? Any questions, pop in the chat below and ask me and I will answer them. Have you booked your boxercise class for this Thursday and Saturday? It is, I believe, thank you to Helen, who's always letting me know when the half terms and the holidays are, because I never know. Thank you, Helen. So I believe it's next week, it's half term. So get down there this week, because I know that a lot of you can't make the half term midweek session. Any comments, as I said, drop them below and I will see you very, very soon. Let's end this broadcast. Has that inspired you to pick up a weight? Pick up a weight. I can't think of a rhyme there. Pick up a weight and I'll be your mate. Pick up a weight and you won't be late. It's got nothing to do with weight training. Anyone can add in, let me know, and I'll end that stream. And we're all going to pick up a weight. Lift it. All right, gang, see you